Who hasn't imagined living in a gorgeous penthouse with an unbelievable view and some of the nicest amenities money can buy? Well, here are the best penthouses for your next daydream. Perhaps the city most synonymous with penthouse apartments is New York City. As far as real estate goes, it is one of the most sought-after cities in the entire world. So any penthouse apartment that breaks a record for the most expensive sale the city has ever seen becomes big news. This Central Park Tower penthouse home really lets you see where all that money is going. This triplex apartment features 23 rooms, 7 bedrooms, and 9 bathrooms. It's got its own doorman, a gym, a salon, a private ballroom, and a gorgeous private terrace. In New York, those 27-foot ceilings might be more impressive than all the other amenities combined. There's one thing that this home sells that really makes it worth that big chunk of change. The home is up so high that apparently it's actually quiet in New York City. Yes, this home advertises that it's literally above the noise at over 1,400 feet. They say you might hear the occasional airplane, but that's about it. Not only is this the highest penthouse in NYC, but it's also supposedly the tallest in the entire world. Not surprising that NYC would pull that. They probably made sure it would be number one when they built it. So how much is the most expensive penthouse NYC has ever seen? Well, hold on, because it's a number that might blow you away. $250 million. That's worth roughly one Hope diamond. It could be one of the biggest penthouse sales in all of America. If anyone actually goes for it, that is. Dubai is probably the most popular city for this channel, considering how it is a high-powered magnet for the kind of big-time, ridiculous luxury spending we love so much. So here's the inevitable, finest penthouse the city of Dubai has to offer. Surprisingly, it does not hover above the city on propellers. Not yet, anyway. Instead, the top floor Volante penthouse has so much style that you half expect James Bond to walk through the door. This intensely modern home features cool, jagged edges from floor to ceiling, including the winding staircase. This style continues through the 4 bedrooms and 5 bathrooms. Then there's the home theater, the spa, the walk-in closets, and the spacious living areas. If all that wasn't enough over-the-top style for you, just look at the outdoor garden area complete with its own pool. At night, this place looks like something out of a fairy tale. Then there's the view. Anyone familiar with the city of Dubai, or at the very least Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol, knows that the city features the tallest building in the entire world, topping off at over 2,700 feet. This penthouse has one of the finest views of this historic building money can buy. Not that you really need a penthouse to get a glimpse of the tallest building in the world. I bet if you squint out of your window really hard, you could probably see it a little bit. So how much would this kind of luxury living cost you in one of the most notoriously over-the-top cities on Earth? This one will run you $183 million. So yeah, that's about what I expected from Dubai. Monaco is a place known for high-profile luxury fast racing cars and Iron Man fights. Probably not in that order. So the city's finest penthouse apartment has quite a reputation to live up to. Boy, does the Odeon Tower Sky Penthouse live up to it, and then some. Every inch of this place was built with the intent of rubbing it in the faces of all of your friends and enemies, no matter how rich they are. It is as opulent gets, with black and white marble running through the place. It's got 4 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms, which isn't the most impressive, but how can you take too much off for a place quite like this? Perhaps the most impressive part of this home is the pool. Just look at this rooftop pool that comes with a wicked water slide. I mean, if you really pick up some speed on this bad boy, you could probably go flying through the city. If that's not enough, there's also an indoor pool that looks like it was built for Greek gods. You'd think that this penthouse wasn't within walking distance of some of the most pristine beaches the world has ever seen. So how much is this penthouse fit for the finest race car drivers and Ironmen alike? Oh, it's not a big deal, just an easy $387 million. Yeah, even for how amazing this home is, I don't think it's worth 387 mil. That is, unless it actually comes with that suitcase-sized Iron Man suit. Now that I would pay 300 mil for. Ever since the release of the movie Crazy Rich Asians, people have been obsessed with the luxury lives of the rich and famous in Singapore. There's one penthouse that's said to be the absolute greatest in the area. What's even crazier is that the owners want to combine several floors of this place to make the penthouse into a super penthouse. It's known as the Marina Bay Penthouse Collection. It features 24 bedrooms and 5 separate residential areas. The place is an epic combination of classic old school Singapore style and modern luxury throughout. One room has chandeliers, one has small intimate gardens, one has white marble dining areas. Then there's a huge rooftop pool. If all that wasn't enough, remember when I said this place wasn't quite big enough, even seeing how beautiful it is already? Well, evidently they are looking to combine 3 different penthouse suites together. If that wasn't enough, they threw in a duplex as well. All of that together brings this baby up to an unbelievable price of $103 million. If you didn't know this already, owning a big space in such a famously cramped area like Singapore is perhaps the biggest flex you can possibly show. So this is definitely the biggest flex of all flexes. Michelle Yeoh would be proud. Las Vegas is the ultimate fantasy party destination. That's because it has a rep for being the best party city on planet Earth. Part of that fantasy comes from the idea of packing in your best friends together into a giant penthouse suite that's nicer than any of your houses. The absolute top of the top in Sin City is the Empathy Suite in the Palms Casino Resort. Everything about this room is wild. Evidently, the theme for this room was to promote the idea that whoever's staying there was a shark. If you didn't get that from the cold, almost ice cube-like design, you'll see the shark and fish skeletons throughout the place. Even the bedrooms are cold and stylish, like you're staying inside the icy soul of a stone-cold, high-rolling poker player. This suite is enormous. While it is mostly used to accommodate like a small group of like 4 or 5 or so, the 9,000 square foot room can be used to entertain over 50 people for massive parties. For those parties, it has a private pool, a fully stocked bar, a pool table, a private art gallery, a butler, and so much more. Not only is this suite one of the nicest Vegas has to offer, but it features the biggest hotel price tag you'll find in the entire world. The hotel was renovated for $690 million in order to charge their high rollers staying there $100,000 a night for this penthouse. That's with a 2-night minimum too. What's crazy is that is before the gambling even starts. These rooms are definitely not for the average people on vacation though. They are for the serious players who are prepared to drop or win millions. Something most of us couldn't even imagine. I mean, just think about it. You're going to Vegas already 200 G's in the hole. I hope you're really lucky at the roulette table to make up for it. This penthouse has a higher rent than any other place in LA, but is it worth it? I'm not really sure. The penthouse is all the style, the view, the space, and the luxury you'd expect from a place like this. The space features 19,000 square feet with 6 bedrooms and 11 bathrooms. The place even has its own helicopter pad on top of the roof. Sure, it also has a pool, an outdoor dining area, and a huge kitchen, but it has one amenity I actually don't think I've seen before. The place has its own private rock climbing wall. As tall as this penthouse is, this rock wall is the closest you could get to actually climbing a real-life mountain. So just how much does the rent have to be to crack the ¡1 rental price slot in LA? Hold on to your hat because it's shocking. At $125,000 a month. That's $1.5 million a year. That's a lot for a private climbing wall. So who wants to send me like $800 million so I can pick up a few of these? No takers? That's what I thought.